My area of study is in the study of leadership, and in particular I'm looking at leadership in health services. I think one of the most important things about where you choose to do your PhD is the relationship that you'll have with your supervisor. Now, it's obviously a difficult decision to take, and you don't always have prior knowledge of that relationship. But the reason I chose Loughborough was based on the meetings that I'd had with the people that would become my supervisors. There's a whole range of really fascinating and very up-to-date research. Part of the attraction, I think, for me is that as well as being able to conduct my own research, I can interact with quite a broad range of people studying in related fields, and there are opportunities to find out some things that are just of interest, but sometimes there are things that have overlaps to the work that I'm doing myself. I think the thing about Loughborough that strikes me most is that it's a very lively, very vibrant place. There's always a sense of things going on, and part of the challenge for me is that I'm not based here every day. I actually live at home and I'm about 50 miles away, so it's quite a trek for me to come in, but there are lots of reasons to come in. There's a great deal going on at Loughborough all the time. One of the things that anyone who's undertaking a PhD has to bear in mind is that it's potentially quite an isolated and solo activity. Large parts of the time you're working on your own. So it's great fun to take part in the first stage, which is a training program in research methods and research skills. That's great because you get an opportunity to meet other people who are undertaking PhDs. And as well as the skills development, there's a significant social side to it as well. Loughborough's got a really wide range of facilities. It's a big and sophisticated university, so in terms of physical resources there's a great deal to work with. The libraries are very well established and very well resourced centre. With the library being fundamentally an online resource these days, that means it's incredibly accessible, but there's still a great role to get to know the academic librarians. I think that's a very important part of the facilities that any researcher would be interested in. I think in terms of teaching, it's important to recognise that for PhD researchers, there's still a significant amount of work to do in terms of coming up to speed with research methods, and the range of expertise in the School of Business is fantastic. What's also well worth noting, though, is that Loughborough takes an inter-school approach, that there may be areas of expertise that you need to draw on from other parts of the university, and it's perfectly acceptable to do that. In fact, it's even encouraged. Employability is probably an important thing for any student. For me, I've come into researching my PhD in the latter part of my mid-career, so perhaps employability isn't the concern it would be for perhaps an undergraduate student. However, in terms of the credibility of having my PhD from Loughborough, it's a real advantage to me to be able to say, not only have I gained my PhD, but I've done it at Loughborough. I think Loughborough presents a brilliant opportunity for anyone who wants to undertake a PhD. There's such a range to choose from in terms of the scope for the things that you can research. What's most important, though, is to have a real passion for and a real commitment to the thing you're researching, and to make sure that you are feeling very comfortable with the prospective relationships that you will have with the people that will supervise you. The School of Business constantly runs seminar programs and has visiting lecturers and all sorts of activities like that. Not every one of those will be relevant to your own areas of interest, but they are a way of getting involved and getting to know people. There are also opportunities within the School of Business to gain some experience in teaching at university level, which is a very significant thing for anyone who's thinking of pursuing an academic career afterwards.